The most impressive thing I've done with AI so far is to help a small local business grow their e-commerce store to 20K a year in recurring revenue. That's six figures in annual revenue, and that's 1,200% growth in only a space of 6 months. That was only possible because of clarity, strategy, and collaboration with both AI and real people in the business. It took me 2 years to learn the skills that I needed to 10x my productivity and increase my problem solving skills in order to automate some tasks that would have taken days, weeks, in some cases, even months to complete. So, just a little disclaimer, I'm not claiming that AI did all of this, but I'm saying that AI was a critical piece in making all of this possible. So here are 5 critical lessons that I learned in that 2 years that I think are pretty important for you to know if you want to integrate AI more into your life and your business. So I'm going to go through some notes I prepared for myself here so that you can follow along and so that I also don't get lost. Okay. So AI isn't the solution to your problem. Problem solving is. AI is not a magic solution. Clarity on the actual problem is essential. So most businesses face a lot of challenges and friction in their day-to-day business. Some of these challenges can't simply be solved by introducing AI into the process. I think AI is best applied when you have a real fundamental understanding of the problem that you're trying to solve. You have enough clarity around what factors drive the problem, and you also understand what different parameters or aspects of the problem can be changed or adjusted to help improve the problem or to eliminate the problem completely. The ideal scenario would be that you have a real understanding of your problem through and through. Like we're thinking, in first principles here, you know exactly how this problem is impacting your business, where it lies in the business, and which part of the process is in your business where the problem actually lies. Okay, then it gives you an opportunity to then use AI to fix that problem. You need to understand how other people, or even you yourself, how you are impacted by this problem. Having clarity on all these factors around the problem will help the AI or any AI implementation actually lead to a solution that is practical. And in order to do that, it leads us to the next point. We need to identify core business issues before implementing AI. Okay, so this is just talking holistically. Like in your business, you need to know what issues or what core problems is your business facing, because what can happen is that if you don't have that clarity or can't identify your core business issues, then you might not be leveraging AI in the best areas or in the best aspects of your business. You need to know what are the issues that I'm facing and then decide, okay, I'm going to tackle this one first because, it is the biggest problem, or it is the one problem that is going to give me the best results as early as possible. Okay. And the third point is AI amplifies solutions, but also amplifies unresolved problems. Okay. So knowing your core business challenges is important because then you can identify which of the problems that you have identified needs to be addressed first, because sometimes addressing one problem will amplify another problem. Okay. So you need to see how your problems are interconnected and be very pragmatic in choosing which problem that you're going to tackle first. Problem number 2, a little goes a long way. Small productivity boosts compound significantly over time. So let's paint a scenario here where you have your team spending an hour every day managing their emails, catching up on emails, responding, and all of that. You can imagine if you have 5 team members, that means 5 hours in your business every day gets lost managing those emails. So if that's 5 hours every day times 5 days, that is 25 hours every week times the 52 weeks in a year. Let me bring out my calculator. 25 times 52, that's 1,300 hours lost annually on managing emails. So let's say the average hourly rate that you pay each employee is $40 every hour. So that will be $52,000 lost every year managing emails. Okay. Realistically, they do need to manage their emails. Okay. So let's say that out of that hour, we managed to cut down the time that they spend on emails by 50%. That means we can save $26,000 every year. It might not be as impressive as the $52,000, but it's still $26,000 that you can save in your team, in your workflows, in your processes. It's still a lot of time. It's still a lot of money. Okay. So those small little productivity boosts, even though you might feel like they're not helping you immediately, over a longer period of time, they do compound. Okay. You might be paying $1,000 for software to help you manage your emails, but I think it's worth investing in if it's going to save you $26,000 every year. So you also need to aim for incremental improvements rather than massive overhauls. So the more complex of a system that you try to improve or integrate AI into, the more complexity is introduced, and you want to make sure that your AI at this point in time is siloed in different parts of the processes or workflows that you have. To apply AI holistically in your business through just one big implementation of AI can impact your business negatively, because if something does go wrong, it means something is going wrong in the whole business. So you want to integrate AI vertically in different aspects of your business. We can have a solution for accounting, we can have a solution for HR, we can have a solution for fulfillment. But what you realistically want to avoid doing right now is implementing AI where it's connected to everything and is relying on maybe one automation to control everything, because that is way too risky. And right now, AI is just not at that stage where you can do something like that. So there is a lot of companies that are coming up promising all these agentic workflows and agentic systems or agentic programs, apps that you can use to run your whole business. I would say run away. I would say they're very, very optimistic about the capabilities of their systems, and I don't think right now it's realistic for most small businesses or even enterprise businesses to implement AI in their business in this way. The technology just isn't there yet. Okay. And I can go in depth over this in another video. For the sake of progress, start small to build lasting momentum. Okay. You want to start small so that you have more hands-on experience with AI, seeing how it reacts, seeing how you can best implement it in your business. AI implementation in one business is not going to be the same as another business. Okay, so you need to really understand and learn how it can best complement what your business is currently doing and where your business is currently at. Okay. Problem number 3, AI isn't here to replace jobs. It's here to empower you and your team. I believe that this is a very important point that needs to be stressed to your team members. Okay, if you have a business with a large team, small team, doesn't matter. I think you need to reassure them and let them know that their jobs are not going away anytime soon, because AI is here to empower them to do more. Imagine you have a team of 5 members and you want to grow your business. So you could either replace one of those team members, let's say with AI. Okay. Now, maybe the AI can do twice as much as that person can do. Yeah, you've experienced a little bit of growth. You know, how realistic is that you replace all those 5 team members with AI? At this point in time, like I said before, a little bit unrealistic, but imagine now empowering all those 5 people with AI. Okay. And like the scenario we painted before, successful businesses leverage AI to empower their employees. Invest in training your team to collaborate effectively with AI. That means getting more of your team to be more involved in how you are implementing AI in your processes. I think the best approach is hiring an AI expert. If you can't, find some online resources where your team can then go into some kind of training, or at least understand how they can start implementing AI in their current workflows. That's something that I'm going to be covering a lot more in the future. And I'm going to show you how I think businesses can start using AI in their processes today. And it's less complicated than a lot of people might think. The best approach right now is to just be able to do more of what you are currently doing. And then from there, once everyone is on the same picture and everyone understands how this technology works, then we can start thinking of creative ways that we can actually scale up from there and see where we can have the most potential for growth in the business while leveraging AI as a new foundation. So the fourth point is clarity is more important than technique. Clear objectives outweigh technical complexity. Right now, there's so many opportunities for you to start playing around with AI. You can start integrating AI in your marketing team, generate some images, generate some video. We have seen a lot of things come out in the past few weeks, the past few months, that have a lot of potential to upscale what teams are already doing. And we've also seen AI agencies start popping up and offering lead gen systems, content creation systems. And I think that these systems can be good for some businesses if implemented correctly by the right agency. Generally, they tend to include a lot of complexity in how they're put together and how they work. And the technology is so fastly evolving on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis that usually these systems end up becoming a little bit outdated in a matter of a few months. Okay. And most of the agencies that are implementing these systems usually for how often they are going back to update the systems that they have already implemented. I think right now it's very unclear as the industry is still a growing industry. So there lacks a certain level of maturity in a lot of the services that are being offered. It can leave a lot of businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs at risk of being left with a technology or implementation of AI that they might not fully understand, and they might lack the full support that they might need ongoing and in the long term. I believe that if you have enough clarity in what you want to achieve and what kind of system or workflows you want implemented in your business that will help you grow using AI, having a lot of clarity from the get-go makes it easier to create implementations that are very simple. Okay, sometimes you can achieve a lot with a simple automation that doesn't involve 100 different nodes or 100 different connections or 100 different apps. I think there's a lot of value in starting very small and starting to automate the low-hanging fruit. Okay, there's always these processes, the little processes that we can start with first and then scale up from there. You don't always need the lead gen system for your business, but sometimes it's empowering the people that are doing the lead gen already for your business, empowering your salespeople to be able to do more calls, to be able to talk to more people, and so that you have more exposure. It's the law of averages. So I think that's the right direction when it comes to scaling what you're already doing, is having a lot of clarity and prioritize asking the right questions over mastering all tools. There's just so many tools out there. Having a few tools that you can depend on reliably to help you solve your growth challenges is great. And that's going to look different for every business, every entrepreneur, every case. A lot of time, research, testing needs to go into finding the right tools and finding the right platforms to build on, to make sure that you're not constantly switching between applications and software. You want to find a software or application that has a lot of compromise for what you need and has the most potential for growth in the direction that you want to take your business. For example, you could be faced with choosing between an AI capable project management system, and on one hand you might have Notion, on the other hand you might have ClickUp. So you have to evaluate and see where are you going to get the most value now, and where are you most likely going to get the most value in the future, and how are they integrating AI in their platform. And you have to kind of envision what that will look like in the future, but I would say where you can get the most value now is where you should be, because most of these companies are investing heavily into getting AI into their system. So you're going to benefit anyways. So AI effectiveness is driven by clarity of purpose. So it's kind of hitting the same point, that for AI to be effective, it needs a lot of clarity from you. If you can be very clear about your goals and the outcomes that you want to achieve, if you're working with an AI integration partner, it makes it easier for them to help you get closer to those goals. Sometimes it can be very confusing how exactly that clarity is supposed to come about. But I think it has to be an introspective process where you really look deep down inside and think about what kind of future you want for your business and your life in general. What kind of user experience do you want? Your user experience will shape how well you can integrate AI into your business and how smooth that process is going to be. How fun is it going to be? How creative is it going to be? And all that comes from being very clear on what you want for your business and where do you see the future. There's so many opportunities to scale. I think your business goals are not necessarily going to change that much. You can still have the same ambitions, same goals, but AI gives you the opportunity to reach those goals even quicker, okay? And it allows you to be more competitive and more creative in how you're tackling your biggest growth challenges. Okay, and the last point is that one size doesn't fit all, okay? No universal AI solutions exist, and customization is key. So every business is going to be very different. Every entrepreneur is different. Every founder is different. We're all driven by different motivations, and we have different goals. If ultimately we all want to grow, but where we are growing might be, it could be in completely different directions. Even if you're in the same industry, your ideal client profile is going to be different to the next person's, because the kind of people that you're most capable to help, and the type of people that you're most willing to help. So customization is key. That means you need someone who can really come in and understand where your business is at the moment. You need someone to come and meet you where you currently are, and they need to support the system that you already built and see how they can enhance from there. There will be some opportunities to completely overhaul or shift how you do certain things in certain parts of your business. But generally, I don't think that you need a complete digital transformation in your business. You just need to add more stuff and subtract a little bit of stuff here and there. So there is no cookie cutter strategies or implementations. Even all these agencies that might be offering some kind of, let's say, lead gen system, the way they implement it in your business, they would definitely have to do some kind of slight customization to make sure that your team is well equipped and is up to scratch. They have to make sure that they meet you halfway. Some agencies might not be doing that. I'm not sure how exactly they might be integrating AI in these businesses with these build and release strategies, where they come in and they already have a pre-built solution and they just place it in your business. I would like to believe that they do a certain level of customization, because if not, I don't think that's the best approach. So tailor AI strategies to fit your business model and processes. So one of the best things that a business can have is SOPs. SOPs are your standard operating procedures. So it's just documentation that outlines, the day-to-day operations in your business for each specific role or each process or each workflow that your team goes through to complete certain tasks and projects. So having that documentation handy allows someone to come in, a third party, and have a look at how you guys, have a look at how you're currently doing, have a look at how you're currently conducting your business on a day-to-day, and then see where there might be opportunities to integrate AI with their current skill, know-how, and understanding of AI and AI integration. Okay, so tailor AI strategies to fit your business model and processes. We've already done that. The best AI systems complement and enhance existing workflows. And if you don't have those SOPs right now, I think right now is a good time to consult with someone, with an AI strategist that can help you figure out how best you can start collecting information about your business processes, everything about your businesses, everything about your business, because that information can just be fed into AI, and then you can start doing some top level strategy, and you can start breaking things down and seeing where you can best implement AI today. There are a lot of small to medium sized businesses that do not have enough documentation and don't have enough documentation, and I really think you should take this seriously, because your documentation, your information, your SOPs, your policies, your procedures, these are high value documents and assets that you can just fit into AI today and start asking it questions. Where can I make improvements to what I already have? Where can I make improvements to my current workflows, my current systems? And it will probably give you something somewhat useful. I think a lot of optimization, a lot of prompt engineering and context engineering is needed to get the most out of it. But I think that it's a good starting point for most people. Just grab all the documents that you have around your business, give it some context, as much context as you can, and see what it spits out. Maybe it'll actually tell you something very insightful that you can do tomorrow or today to make a meaningful change and start growing your business with AI. I think I underestimated how long this video was going to take. I had to take a short break in the middle because there's a lot to get into. And point 3, 4, and 5, I might not have gone as in depth as I wanted to, but I think this is enough for you to get a bit of an understanding of where you can start and what is important to be thinking about if you want to integrate AI into your business. These are my own experiences, thoughts, and obviously I've used AI to put everything together and construct my points and refine them to be more coherent. This is the start of me sharing my journey on YouTube and seeing how I can best help myself and other people out there leverage AI in growing their business. I'm Wayne Choga, and I hope this has been a meaningful learning experience for you. Ciao.